So here we are in Blender 2.90. If you have the 2.8 version, don't worry, it's going to work also in that version. And the first thing we need to do is to install the actual add-on. So here is the for free. I will leave the link in the description, and here you have this code button. Just download the zip file and save it to your add-on folder. Once you have it downloaded, just go to Edit, Preferences, and search for M3, enable, and you're done. Now this M3 add-on allows you to create really nice trees and different variations with leaves, roots if you want, and all using a node system, like you do for example in the shader editor. So to start creating our tree, I'm going to open here a new window, dragging this corner, and I'm going to change the editor type to M3 Node 3. And notice that this is actually like the shader editor window. So to start creating the actual tree, we need to create a new Node 3 system. So I'm going to click here at New, and I'm going to call this tree Robinia pseudacacia. As you can see here, I have some references of this tree. This is called also false acacia, and it's always good and needed to have some references of what you are going to do. We have here like a scale of a human and how it looks, the leaves and the bark. So yeah, try to have your references at your side screen or in another window, and you will have better results. So once we have created our node 3, we can start adding some nodes. So if I press Shift A, I can go here to nodes, and I can start, for example, adding a trunk node. Alright, you have here some settings we can tweak. We are going to see it in a moment. But to create the tree, we have to add the node that is called tree parameters. So once you have this node, notice that we have this button here, it says create tree. So if I click that button, we are going to create a tree. Alright, now let's change some settings here at the trunk node. We have the length. If I change this value, I have to click to update tree, or I can activate the auto update. So now if I change some settings, we are going to see it in real time. So for example, the length of this tree is something about 15 and 20 meters. So, and yeah, this is meters. If I go here to this window and I select this tree, go to the item tab, and you can see here the seed dimension about 18 meters, and is changing properly regarding this value. So something like here could work for this tree. We have radius and radius, resolution. If I go to wireframe and change this resolution, we are adding more loops or rings. And notice that this changes also the shape a little bit of this curve. I usually go with a resolution of 2. I think it's not low poly, but not so high poly. So this is something for a medium distance, it's about okay. We can change the shape of this trunk and add some randomness as well. We're going to go something over here, and also an axis attraction. So how straight is this trunk? Now to add extra branches or branches at the first level, I'm going to add a node, and it's called branch node, and just connect this trunk node to the new branch node. Notice that we have created branches starting from the trunk. So this is like a first level of branches. Now I can change here as well the amount of branches. The split angle is like this rotation of the branches. The radius, the length is just a matter of tweaking some values to have something similar to the references. For example, here I'm going to add a little bit more branches, like 20. I think it's a good value. I'm going to change the start point of these branches. So I think this value of 0.2, it's about correct. I can change the shape. I think this value is correct. The resolution as well, I'm going to change to 2. And notice that if we change the resolution, more branches are going to grow. So you can see here, for example, it's going from 1 to 4 branches, and if I decrease the resolution, we are going to decrease these branches. So something over here like, yeah, 2.5, I think it will work. We can change also the seed value and have another variation of these branches, which is really useful. Now notice that when I added this branch node and connect the trunk to the branch, a new slot is created. So I could go here and create another branch node and connect this trunk node to this new branch and create extra branches. And notice that we are creating, this is like levels, alright? So we are creating more branches at the trunk level. So I can, for example, add some branches here at the center point. I'm going to add 4 branches and change this start point. So I'm gonna add a little bit more branches over here. Alright, and now we can go further. For example, I can add another branch node, but now starting from the previous level of branches. So if I connect this branch node to this one, I'm going to create more branches starting from the previous one. This is a little bit weird, so I think I have to decrease the length of these new branches, and maybe we have to increase this start point to have these branches start near the trunk. We can of course change some nice settings here, like the gravity. If I increase the gravity, branches are going to fall down. We can also change this value, it's floor avoidance. This is really nice because if we increase that value, the branches are going to try to avoid this floor level. This is really cool to make some unique trees. In this case, I'm going to set this to 1 and I'm going to decrease this gravity, something like this. And this is looking a little bit more similar to the reference. I will go with the wireframe mode because I can see better these little branches. Let's add another parameter. For example, we can add here a roots node. So I select here the roots node. I'm going to place it here and I'm going to connect the trunk to the roots. And we are going to create really nice roots where you can obviously change also the length of that root. We can change the resolution of that roots, and the same as before, but creating these really nice roots. In this case, I'm not going to use this roots node. Now I feel that these branches, for example this one, it's a unique branch, so I feel that I need more split here. So I can go here to this split probability, increase it. So now we will have more probabilities that a single branch is going to split. And I think actually we don't need this secondary level of branches. So I'm going to delete them. And we have a nice shape to create our tree.